Hi friends, and welcome to the Nurse Babe Prophetic Voice. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a return watcher, welcome back. And today I'm trying to get you guys prepared for the first date, right? And so this message is going to come from a prophetic dream that I had last year around August. I think it was August the 25th. This is a remake of Another Word, right? So in this dream, I'm gonna get right into it, you guys. So in this dream, I dreamed that I was invited on a vacation, and me and a guy, which was later revealed to be my person, we were on a yacht, and so we were just like hugging and just like being intimate, but not sexually intimate, just hugging and skin to skin contact sort of thing, right? And we both were in swimwear. And so, as we're hugging and we're laying down, we're in the inside of the cabin of the yacht, and we're laying down, and I noticed that I began to take off my swimwear bottoms. And I guess because things were getting like hot and heavy, and then I noticed like some signs of ovulation. But it was me, right? It was me that was out of line. And then the guy, he got up and he kind of went to sit on the chair at the end of the bed, and he was just like, you smell good. And we began to talk and kind of just smirk and laugh about it or whatever. And then I woke up, right? And so first of all, I was asking the Lord, like, why was I the person out of line? Like, I don't understand. But then God just began to minister to me that we shouldn't have been in that position to begin with, and that sort of thing. And so I started to kind of come up with some rules and some boundaries, because this is what the Lord is wanting his kingdom children to do in this hour, especially because a lot of us are entering that first date, that initial invitation season, and the Lord wants you to be ready, right? And so I was like, you know what, I'm completely out of line. Like, we're always praying that, the guys are complete gentlemen, but in this instant, right, I was the one that was out of line, right? So sometimes we have to pray for the Jezebel on ourselves. I know we're always worried about we're not me, but some people are always worried about the counterfeit and things like that and the Jezebel spirit, but sometimes we have to pray it off of ourselves as well. Because I was like, you know what, that was just totally out of line. But the Lord told me that because I didn't demonstrate boundaries and things in this dream, that this is why it happened that way. So I want to kind of prepare you guys. So the first thing was, I'm going to talk about the preparation stage before you go on the date, right? So if the Lord has been leading you to buy swimwear, maybe a cover up, or something now for later, maybe there was a swimsuit sale and the Lord kind of directed you to purchase some swimwear, or maybe there was a sale somewhere and maybe you have an evening dress or something, and you're not really planning on going anywhere in particular, but God does everything for a reason, and maybe you just have this item in the back of your closet for when you get invited out, when it's time to actually put it on, or it's time to step out and you actually have something nice to put on for that invitation or whatever it is, right? The second thing was dating etiquette, right? And I really had to laugh at this because me and my friend, we used to always talk. Both of us have been in long-term relationships. And so when it comes to dating, I had to brush up on dating etiquette. Like, because my friend would ask me, like, how do you hold the spoon? Where do you put your purse? Like, what do you order? These sort of things, right? And I was just we would talk about it and laugh about it. And I was like, it's been such a long time since I dated. So maybe God is putting it on your heart to maybe watch some etiquette videos on YouTube with first date etiquette and just dating and courtship etiquette in its entirety, right? He could also be putting it on your heart to take an etiquette class or anything like this, right? Because we're wanting to be keeping it super cute and classy on these dates, right? The third thing would be God is trying to prepare a lot of his children to become date ready, right? So he is like nudging you to buy things that you don't really need right now, but maybe they're on sale. So he's nudging you to buy things now that he's going to use for later. So this will be something that you'll use or wear for later, right? And so I want to get right into the rules and the boundaries. So maybe your person, whoever your person is, they're going to be a person that likes to touch you. Maybe, but in my dream, I was like, touch my arm or something, because this too much. But this person might like to touch you, might like to hug you, hold your hand, might just like that skin to skin contact, like I said. So the first thing was self-control, right? And the positions that you're in, right? So when you think about these days, it's going to be intense. It's going to be the right place, the right time, the right person, all of this, right? And so we have to demonstrate as women Sometimes maybe it's us that need to demonstrate some self-control. So this is like the prophetic warning to like when you get out and maybe the guy has been a total gentleman, but like the time is right, the mood is right, all of this, right? And the Lord is just telling us to demonstrate some sort of self-control, right? With this, right, the second thing is going to be set boundaries before you go. So there will be some people that will be invited on a vacation. I don't know if it's like a cruise. I don't know if your person lives in another city and they're going to be inviting you out. Maybe this person will say, I got 2 tickets to wherever. Do you want to go? And maybe some people literally their first date is going to be out of town or out of the country or something with this person, right? So before the trip, you want to kind of make it known that, especially like, let's say, the guy invites you to their house. We're not doing that, right? But you could say, maybe you have the money and you can get yourself a hotel room. And it's like, I really like you, but I don't want to put myself in a position to where, I'm tempted to do anything. And I just don't want to, tank this thing. And it's just like, I'm not your casual sex kind of girl. So I'm going to go ahead and get a hotel room and we can still hang out and have fun. Right. But these are the things that you're going to be putting forth before the date. Right. And so setting those boundaries before the date. Right. And then this third thing would be curfew. Right. And this is another thing that you're going to do ahead of time, right? So we're not staying out 12, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And take this to the Lord, because maybe God will have some people to stay out and converse and talk about their life or whatever, for a longer period of time. But typically I Googled the average length of a date is like 2 hours. So I'm not to say 2 hours you got to go, right? But I mean, when you cut the first date short, it gives the person something to look forward to. It gives you something to look forward to. And then it reduces the temptation of being out late hours alone and that sort of thing, right? But if the Lord is kind of leading you to, like I said, stay around and have a conversation, I'm not opposed to that either, right? You're going to kind of have to take this message to God and see which part of it that resonates with you. But you're also going to have to wait till you're on that date and use your discernment wisely, right? The next thing, so short date, short first date. With that too, if you're a person that's going out of town to visit somebody, or you guys live in different cities, or this person lives in another state, that's going to be different. Because I mean, if you're traveling some ways to meet up with this person, maybe God is going to have you guys to sit down and talk for, a couple of hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. And I don't want to intervene with that, right? So that's why I said take this part of the message to God, right? The next thing is going to be, we're going to avoid mentioning exes, right? Especially the first couple of dates. Not talking about his ex, not talking about your ex. I mean, that's just like dating etiquette, right? We don't want to be talking about that at the dinner table. The next thing was avoiding compromising places. Like I said, if your kingdom person invites you to their house, you might want to get a hotel and just not even enter the devil's play yard like that and play those games with him, because the enemy would like a foothold into the union to pervert it before it even takes off. And we're going to be more wise than that, right? So this is how you also differentiate the Proverbs 31 woman from the women of the world. We go forth with boundaries, right? We're not super like on our toes, like have to everything be one way. We're going forth with boundaries and rules and respect and those sort of things. We're not needy or anything like that. So demonstrating that patience and the fruits of the Spirit is going to be a dead giveaway that you're from God and you're a woman of God, right? So the messages are going to be this. So the first date, like I said, is pretty obvious. Someone's going to be going on a trip, a cruise, a yacht, anything like that. If you don't have yacht attire, you might need to get yacht attire, especially if the Lord is revealing to you that your person likes to travel. These people are going to be like stepping out. So if your person likes to travel and you know that they're very familiar with the beach and you don't have beach attire, then that's kind of how you're going to activate your faith, catch some of these sales, get you some beach attire, get that going. Okay. The second thing I wanted to mention, or a dinner, right? If your person is close and they want to meet up with you and have dinner and you got that dress or you got that really nice outfit that you might want to wear, right? The second thing is going to be ovulation and fertility. So I did want to touch on this for the person that needs it, right? So maybe you're a person who's been told that you're not going to be able to conceive or have children. Maybe you have PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, or irregular periods or premenopausal or whatever it is, but you know that the Lord, this is confirmation for you because you already know that the Lord wants to bring forth a child in your kingdom spouse union, right? So when you get around this person, you are going to notice some signs of ovulation. That's going to be your confirmation, especially if you're a person that have irregular ovulation or irregular menstrual periods or anything like that, premenopausal or anything like that, but you know the Lord has promised you a child. You're going to see that and know that this is another reason why God is wanting you to set those boundaries, not go forth and having sex, not be tempted to have sex with this person, and definitely waiting and standing, and both people being respective, of this union and being respective of your bodies and your temple, right? Because there is going to be a healing that's going to take place in the marriage bed, and we don't want to pervert that, right? So ovulation and fertility, you will see a sign of ovulation and fertility. That is the Lord reminding you that he is going to do what he promised, right? Regardless of what your diagnosis is, that thing is going to come to pass. Those children have to be birthed, right? The third thing was the smell and pheromones. I felt like I should mention this, especially, for some of the cultural men. They don't like, below the waist to smell like, bourbon vanilla or anything like that, right? So that's going to be for someone. And then two, this person might just like your fragrance. So whatever it is that maybe you've bought new fragrances, maybe you're into oils, maybe you're trying a new perfume, new Bath and Body Works, new lotion or something, and whatever it is going to drive this person wild. Like he's going to really like the way you smell. Almost like when you smell your newborn baby, like after you have a baby or you smell a newborn baby and they just smell so good. It's almost going to be like that, right? He's going to be pheromones. That's what it is. Thank you, Holy Spirit. So he's going to be attracted to like your pheromones, your natural smell. But then there'll be another group of guys that will be attracted to, or you could flip this if this is for a woman and for a man, right? That's going to be attracted to your fragrance, right? So for scripture, I have Proverbs 16 verse 1-3. It speaks to preparation. And for the song, I was hearing Such a Vibe, right, by Kia Harper, which is a secular song. I was going to read it, but I'm already at 12 minutes. So I just want to wrap it up in saying this: use discernment. Be prepared. If you know that your person is a person to travel, activate your faith with getting, when you catch a sale and you want to purchase something for that might have you trip ready, be it with this person or be it with your girlfriends or be it, if you're a person that travel by yourself and God is instructing you or leading you to purchase some new pieces, make sure you do that. Wrapping up again with the etiquette. A lot of us need to brush up on our first date etiquette. So I want you guys to get into that because it's a whole new world. Like I started YouTubing videos about first date etiquette and I ended up just watching a whole bunch of stuff and I was like, whoa, this really is a thing that I've never even thought about before, and I'm 36 years old. So I was like, whoa, okay, that's kind of out there. And then the next thing is the rules and the boundaries. I'm sure I just hit on some rules and boundaries, but you want to make sure that you set those rules and boundaries. So especially when you get the invitation, go right into the rules and the boundaries so that you don't lead each other to temptation, right? Because they're going to be tempted as well. You're going to be tempted. Like I said, the right person, the right place, the right time, mood is right, all of that. And it's very easy to do. Passionate, lovely connections coming together. So it's going to be very easy to do. So if you like this message, please feel free to comment down below. Let me know some things, some rules and boundaries that you plan to put forth when going forth with your dating scene, as well as let me know some etiquette tips that you might have just heard of or learned of that you can use in your courtship season and things like that, right? Also, if you want to add anything to or give a testimony or something like that, please feel free to comment, you guys. But I think that's it. I think I pretty much have you guys prepared for the first date. I'm just looking over my notes to make sure I don't forget anything important. But yeah, activate your faith. Someone's going to be having a baby. Maybe you've been told that you can't have any more children. Maybe something. But God's going to do a supernatural thing for you. And you will be getting pregnant in this union. So I think that's all I have for you guys. So until the next video. Peace.